Welcome to Redvee TV, this week's preview show. 2 wins over the Easter period. Kev, what do you think about the wins?
Obviously very pleasing.
See, he can smile.
Hey, I smiled on Monday, I smiled on Friday, but I was talking to people from Bristol. I was talking to some...
Sorry. He didn't know that was going to be played, so I just thought I'd just throw it in. Just to prove that we can smile, and do you know what? We are happy.
Yeah,
we're really happy. How could you not be happy at this moment in time? 8 wins from 9, is it now? And seemingly on a roll.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously you're happy with the 2 wins. You're definitely happy with the first half against Wigan, and then the end of the second half. There was obviously a little period where we were a little bit off and led him back into the game, which he shouldn't have even been in, because that wasn't a good Wigan performance, but it was a good Saints performance.
It was a typical Wigan derby performance.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And and do you know what? Sean Wayne, for me, stuck at the formula that has won every Good Friday since time began against us.
Yeah, exactly. And then going just quickly on to Monday, great performance in terrible conditions. Our handling was fantastic.
Them soft hands for that Makinson trying that right hand corner was just
absolutely, and it's good to see that like our halfbacks and that are sending the play to the other side as well, because I think we've loaded up that left edge for quite some time now. No. So swinging it across that way is...
See, that was one of the things I was going to ask you. Is it any coincidence that it's coincided with Ryan Morgan coming back into the side on that right hand side and Makinson going back to the wing? Does it give us more balance throughout the team?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we said when we previewed the Wigan game, I'd like to see Morgan in because it's a centre playing in the centres rather than a winger playing the...
See, I disagreed, didn't I, at the time? Yeah. And do you know what? I'm quite happy to be proved wrong, and it just shows that there's value for everyone in this squad.
Absolutely. And Makinson has done a good job at centre. He's done a good job when he's
a better winger.
But he's the best finisher in the league, in my opinion. So getting him out on the wing and seeing him do what he does best, it was an absolute delight to see.
Would it be right to say, seeing what we've seen so far, that Ryan Morgan was maybe unlucky to lose his place after that? He suffered an injury in the opening game. Players took the chances, didn't get a chance to get back in. But now he's got back in and had that couple of games where he's looked decent. Do you say Morgan and Mark Pearce are your centres, Makinson's your right winger, and then it's a straight shootout battle between Regan Grace and Adam Swift for that left wing spot?
Yeah, but now it's Grace's shirt to lose, as it's Makinson's shirt to lose, Percival's, Morgan's, and I don't think you're going to turn around and say, as soon as Swift's back fit, right, it's a straight shootout. No, Swifty's got to then prove himself and prove that he's better than Grace has been, and that's going to be in training, in reserve games, maybe out at Sheffield, wherever. You're not just going to drop him. And I know there was a little bit of criticism, and we gave Grace a bit of criticism on Friday on Redvee TV and up in the stands. But listen,
I think I said on the Redvee TV preview show before the game on Monday, in hindsight, were we a little harsh? He was taking that many high shots, then you can't really blame him for being weary.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was going to just allude to there. Because he was taking high headshots, he chased back 50 metres to pick one ball up before then making a break. Now, even your winger's legs are going to get tired. He's not a player on a computer game where all of a sudden his energy bar just goes back up and you can just send him
out. If we could do that.
Exactly.
James Roby.
Press R2 and start
James Roby. Restart the career.
Yeah. Can you reset his age? But yeah, so it was probably a bit harsh, and that's, I suppose, when it comes to instant reaction.
Yeah, it's instant reaction. Yeah. Do you know what you see from at the back of the West Stand after a morning on the ale?
Yeah.
Isn't necessarily the view that you're going to get if you'd watched it from the other end of the ground at the side. I think there's tried quite a few times. We've met up after the game, haven't we? And we've disagreed on what we've seen just from where we've watched.
Huddersfield's probably the best example of that, where you've watched it from the side commentating. I've watched it from behind the sticks in the away end. and we've both seen
completely different
things.
Looking ahead to Friday then, the squad's come out today, an unchanged 19-man squad. Do you know what? There's somebody in that club, I'm looking at you, Justin Holbrook, who really doesn't like Redvee TV because he's given us nothing to talk about. And do you know what? Do you know what else they do? That buggers us up. They keep winning. Stop winning games. You've ruined the controversy. Don't stop winning games. Do you know what? If we could be bored until the end of the season and win every game, do you know what? For me at the moment, it's a bonus that we've got Ben Barber. It's a massive bonus that we're entertaining, but I'm not going to change what I said last season. Personal view, I don't care about entertainment. Firstly, so long as we're winning games, that comes afterwards. If you win entertainingly, bonus. But listen, I support Everton. I just want to see games won. Maybe that's just my mantra. I know a lot of Saints fans come from a different regard and they want to see entertaining rugby. But at the end of the day, do you know what? If your rugby's entertaining, but you're getting beat 42-36 every week, do you know what? You get just as many moans.
And probably winning does then lead to the confidence that you are throwing it about and you are trying new things, and you've probably got that buffer of 20-30 points that you can try something.
Not only that 20-30 points in games where you can start throwing it about and try things, because we've won so many games, you've got a buffer at the top of the table. The players aren't playing scared, they're playing with that freedom. Do you know what? If we throw it about a little bit today and it doesn't come off, if we lose a game, do you know what? We're still top of the table. And Cass played with a lot of that last season, didn't they? They built such a buffer up at the top of the table, it looked like they just got let loose to go out there and do what they wanted.
Absolutely. Just going back to what you were saying about the squad, about the fact that it's not changed again, surely some big raps need to go to strength and conditioning and physios and doctors and whoever.
I tell you what, you know what? We got to the end of that game on Monday and the players looked like they could have gone another 80. And
I'm sure they didn't feel like that.
Yeah, sure they won't appreciate it, but you know what? It's all about perception. And I think we did well again because we had that game wrapped up so early. For me, it didn't really look like we stepped out of first or second gear. If we'd have needed to, we probably could have gone up the gears. But because the game was won, we were able to take James Roby off, give him that 20-minute breather, which you'll thank the coaches for. But the players were able to probably play within themselves a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously you can play within yourselves due to the conditions as well. But I thought it was a very, very professional performance on Monday against a Widnes team that I do worry a little bit about some teams in Super League, and the fact that on an Easter Monday, the weather wasn't great, but they didn't have a massive crowd on there. It was just that little bit worrying, and you don't want to see it.
I think Widnes have fallen into that category alongside Huddersfield and Salford about what they're actually offering this league at this moment in time, because the crowds in the towns don't seem interested. I'm sorry, I know you've got a hardcore, but it's a very small hardcore. But if you went and were replaced, would they be missed? And the answer's probably not.
As much as I kind of bagged the fact that Widnes aren't very good at the minute, it's quite sad to see that. I've always maintained for years and years, although as a Saints fan I wouldn't want to see us finish 9th and outside the top 8 if that's the playoff system we're going to go with. I'd rather see a competitive league where you don't know what's going to happen when you turn up to a game. So whether we're turning up to we've got Salford at home or... I
quite enjoyed that. I know it sounds awful like last season. I was more entertained with a lot of the games. I do want to see us win by 40 or 50. But I'm more entertained by a game that's in the balance. Even though obviously you want to come on to the winning side, you can't listen. Do you know what? You take it as it comes. As I say, it wins a win. But I don't mind entertaining games. I want to see competitive games. That's why is the Premier League so successful? Because the bottom sides can beat the top sides, unless you support Everton and you can't beat the top 4 side if you like, depending on it. But you go to a game each week. It doesn't matter if you're crap. On any given day in the Premier League, teams can turn teams over. The problem is there's some of the bottom teams in Super League. I think our good friend Rod Studd came up with a stat which basically said that the bottom sides in Super League have all the games this season have only beat the top 4 or top 5 sides 3 or 4 times, and it's ridiculously low. Basically, your money's safe if you back Saints to beat a lower team, and same probably with Wigan, Leeds, Cass, and it shouldn't be that way.
That's it. It is disappointing. I mean, you look at the NRL where, I mean, I don't watch too much of it, but I always think that I'm never surprised by a result in the NRL. Like, I never think, oh yeah, they're the whipping boys, and I know that's probably because I follow Super League more closely than I do.
But you can, in the NRL, you'd be the whipping boys one year, but the next season you'd be top of the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the New Zealand Warriors. They were right at the bottom. I think they lost. I think were they bottom last season. This season, I think they were 4 from 4 on the weekends, and that's how things change around. Yeah. Is that ever going to happen to Widnes? I'm afraid.
Well, they possibly. You see some of the fans on social media. I think this has turned into Chemic TV rather than Redvee TV. But you see some of their fans saying they want rid of James Rule and they want rid of Dennis Betts. And one actually turned around and said, "We've turned into a community club that sometimes plays a bit of rugby." And if fans are getting that feeling, fans are going to start staying away. As we probably saw with the Kieran Cunningham regime, fans were staying away because it was boring rugby, and they weren't entertained by it. And you had your hardcore, and it's probably a bigger hardcore than Widnes have had because we've had more success over the years, so people are willing to give it a bit longer. But I'd love to see Widnes finish in the top 8, prove me wrong, and then be able to build and sign a couple of players. Some of the players that they had out on Monday, to my detriment, I didn't know some of them. Yeah, I'd never heard of them.
Right, back to Saints. Yeah. We heard the rumour before the game on Monday that Matty Smith might go out on loan. Since then, a few of the journos have run with it. They've asked Justin Holbrook the question. From the sounds of it, obviously Justin would like him to stay, but he's not against him going, which kind of tells me that discussions must be going on behind the scenes. Yeah. He's still in the 19 at the moment this week. Happy to see him go out on short-term loan. I think we have discussed this, so quickly, no-brainer.
Yeah, I don't mind if it's for the rest of the season, to be honest.
Well, in that case,
but with the recall.
Yeah, so you send him out on loan, can't come back in the first month, and then after that, I think personally I would keep him for this week, possibly Wakefield next week, and then there's a 4-week period. I think if you look at the Twitter before I tweeted, I think we're playing Huddersfield, Widnes again, Salford. There's that 4-week period where you send. For me, I'd send him out on the loan at that point, on the basis that if we do get an injury, we can probably cope with that 4 weeks without him. After that, the tougher games start coming. Leave him out on loan, but then you can always recall him if necessary. You've got to give yourself that option.
You've got to give him the chance to go and play rugby. Unfortunately for Matty, he's coming towards the end of his career. Don't get me wrong, he's not finished.
And the thing is, he's not stupid either. He can see the team's playing well, and why there's no reason for him that he should be back inside. The players aren't soft. They know. We've all played sport. You know if you're stood on the sideline and you're watching the lad ahead of you whether he's doing a good job or not, or whether he should be. So maybe that's why Matty's got no complaints at the moment. Only change for Friday then, probably Matty Smith dropping out, Johnny Lomax going straight back in.
I'd imagine
Theo back to the bench.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Can't see much difference unless anybody's carrying a little bit of a niggle towards the end of the week.
Not much else to talk about.
No.
What should we finish off with?
I don't know, you're looking for a song or?
I'm looking for a song.
I don't know, I was going to give a prediction.
Well, you give a prediction and I'll find a song.
I'm going to go Saints by 12 on Friday. Even though the weather's apparently it's going to rain on Friday, I'm still going to go Saints by 12.
Well, I think in the tipping competition I've got either 2 or the last 3 Saints results right, so I'm going to go Saints again by 16 points. That's it. You know what's coming, don't you, Kev? Right. We will see you on Friday for the instant fan match reaction on Redvee TV. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at redvee.net. The forums as well, redvee.net. And that's basically it, really. We'll see you Friday night on Redvee TV.
Do I need a clown face for this?
Yeah, you've got one anyway. See you later.